What makes a joke a joke? What makes them funny? If we look at some common jokes, maybe we can find a pattern. And the Lord said unto John, Come forth, and you will receive eternal life. However, John came fifth and won a toaster. My grandfather has the heart of a lion, and a lifetime ban from the zoo. What would the Flintstones be called if they were black? The Flintstones, you racist. Do you see the pattern? These are all two-line jokes, setups and punchlines. The setup gives you a familiar situation, a normal sentence that could lead into conversation. Then the punchline is always something unexpected, something very different to what the first sentence prepared you for. So is that what a joke is? Something unexpected? Let's do some more experimentation. Yesterday I went to the hairdressers and they asked what kind of cut I wanted, and a piano fell on me. A priest walked into a winery and a piano fell on him. These are both unexpected, but not necessarily funny, so there must be some other aspect. And I think it's foreshadowing. Your English teacher yelling at you about literary techniques had a point, though I refuse to believe blue curtains indicate sadness. Anyway, these three jokes work because they make sense. The setups foreshadow the punchlines. They make you see the setup in a new way by relating to them. Fourth and eternal life relate to fifth and toaster. Zoo relates to lion, racist relates to black. After hearing the joke, you can go back and think, I'm an idiot, and we all enjoy laughing at ourselves. These two jokes, however, have nothing relating the two halves. It is simply random nonsense. A joke like this could never be funny. I sat down to research if there were any other requirements for a good joke, and then a piano fell on me. You see, that time it was funny, because of the comedic rule of three, and also because now it's part of the video, so technically the last few sentences were set up. Since I said it would never be funny, now it is unexpected, but I don't want to talk about that for too long, so let's go into the comedic rule of three. A writing principle that suggests that a trio of events or characters is more humorous, satisfying, or effective than other numbers. Why the number 3? Well, it's simple. 3 is the smallest number we need to create a pattern. Triangles are the most efficient shape. We live in 3 dimensions. Photography has a rule of thirds. I've only murdered 3 people, and guitar triplets sound awesome. I could delve deep into the psychological reasons for humans' affinity for the number 3, but for now, just know that 3 is a goddamn good number. See, I wouldn't do the piano joke again. 3 is the limit. 4 would make it tiresome. The only way to make it funny again is to repeat it 6 more times. You may have seen this scene. Sideshow Bob gets hit in the face 9 times by a rake. The first time is funny, the second is also funny, the third time obviously is hilarious, but then it just kinda keeps dragging on. By the 6th time people are waiting for something else, but then the 7th time it just gets funny again. The absurdity of it, it's far too much, it's such a waste of time that you don't expect it, so it's funny, and you didn't expect it to get funny again, so it becomes even funnier, and if there are people around you who don't get it and they're looking at you like you're insane for laughing at this, it gets even funnier. Absurd repetition is funny because of the unexpected, but I wouldn't do the piano joke 9 times. People on YouTube don't have the attention span for that. Now we move on to the king of all jokes. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. This is one of the first jokes children are told, but it's not one of the first jokes written. Now we know that after a setup of a joke, something unexpected is supposed to happen. Now we expect the unexpected, but in this case, a completely normal thing happens, which in a strange way is unexpected. The joke isn't about the joke is on you, you idiot. You expected a twist punchline and you got fooled. It's an anti-joke. These are jokes where the setup is delivered in a way that makes it obvious that the next line will be a punchline, and then the punchline is delivered deadpan and is just a statement. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Being stabbed. How do you confuse a blonde? Paint yourself green and throw forks at her. What's worse than being stabbed? Having 6 pianos fall on you. There are many types of jokes I haven't discussed here, like puns, memes, slapstick, dark, norm, self-deprecating, things that aren't actually funny but for some reason people think they are, but I bet you they'll all have an element of unexpectation and foreshadowing. To finally prove my point, I'll try to write a joke quickly. I've got a random word generator and we'll use whatever it comes up with to write a joke. Okay, we got nervous and wait. Straight away I'm thinking about being nervous around women because of weight, and then I need some sort of double meaning to use. I started thinking weight and weight sounded the same, but I couldn't make a great connection. Then I went away from the words, but stuck with the premise I had, and I got this. I used to think girls didn't like me because of my weight. Turns out it was because I'm a serial murderer. I wasn't completely happy with this though. I added a bit of generic quote to make people feel more familiar during the setup. Girls are so picky these days, they just want men who are tall, handsome, smart, funny, and aren't terrorists. It took me about 7 minutes. This video isn't to prove I am smarter or funnier than anyone. All of you already understand this, you just might not have thought about it enough to see the patterns. If you have examples of jokes that disagree with my definition, please let me know. Otherwise, I will leave you with one task.